this is Super Mayor Tiffany Henyard, the people's mayor and people's supervisor. No one, and I repeat, no one can run circles around me when it comes to...
In a startling new development, rumor has it that Dolton Mayor Tiffany Henyard is facing yet another significant legal scandal. A lawsuit is apparently being prepared against her for alleged theft and corruption of an astounding $2 million. You heard correctly, yes. $2 million. It's hard to comprehend how far things have gotten out of hand. The FBI is reportedly investigating this recent discovery, which could spell serious trouble for the already troubled mayor. This is just the latest in a string of controversies that have marred Henyard's stint as mayor.
Fox 32 has investigated Henyard's use of a police security detail, taking officers off the street and costing thousands of dollars.
For those who have not been following along recently, Tiffany Henyard has been in the news for all the wrong reasons. She has been accused of everything from abusing taxpayer funds to using village resources for her own benefit. Now, with claims that she embezzled millions of dollars, the lawsuit is reportedly being connected to some. Doubting Dolton is in a severe financial crisis as a result of financial transactions. Based on people with knowledge of the situation, the village's general fund had a solid balance of more than $5 million in 2022, but it now has a huge deficit of around $4 million, and in just 2 years, there has been a staggering decline, and people are beginning to pose some difficult concerns.
You should pay everybody. Is it a reason why you guys are not paying whatever that vendor is?
What was it for?
It was for sure.
Earlier this year, former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot, who was hired to look into Dolton's finances, included some shocking information in her preliminary report. It seems that Henyard has been using village credit cards for personal purchases at stores like Wayfair, Amazon, and Target on taxpayer money. One particularly egregious purchase involved her. Henyard has been spending thousands of dollars on travel, staying in upscale hotels, and taking first-class flights, all while Dolton's finances are in freefall. That's just the tip of the iceberg. Lightfoot's report also revealed that he dropped a whopping $43,000 on Amazon in a single day.
Would make a one-day purchase of over $40,000 to Amazon. And the main thing is,
many residents of Dew and Furious are trying to make ends meet as a result of the Lightfoot's pro, and the notion that their taxes are being used to support Henyard's extravagant lifestyle has infuriated them. I am devastated that this woman came into our town and spent all of our tax money. It's difficult to blame her, with senior citizens in the village unable to afford basic necessities. The fact that their mayor is living it up on their dime is a slap in the face, but the financial mismanagement doesn't end. 2 Dolton police officers were found to have earned overtime compensation that surpassed their yearly salaries in another startling revelation. The fact that this kind of thing can occur in a village with such dire financial problems is astounding. One cop, whose base pay was just over $87,000, received an additional $114,000 in overtime, while another officer, whose salary was $73,000, received almost $102,000 in additional pay. It's understandable why a large number of Dolton locals are demanding that Henyard face consequences.
The government always does it, is to go and investigate people around her, and that's what.
And it appears they could get what they want. The FBI is allegedly circling, and it is anticipated that their investigation will delve even further into Henyard's financial dealings. If the rumors are accurate, this could have serious legal repercussions for the so-called super mayor, but she doesn't appear to be too concerned. In a recent public meeting, she responded to her detractors by saying that, "You should all be ashamed of yourselves because you are all black," she said, adding that they are only targeting her because she is a powerful black woman. However, many of her detractors, including fellow trustees, don't believe her, claiming that this has nothing to do with race and is entirely related to her misappropriation of public funds.
Coming in, unfortunately, we knew it was going to be a little messy, but it's just something we felt important that had to be done, that should be done. But like I said, you have just some kind of...
One trustee, Brittany Norwood, didn't mince words when she challenged Henyard during a recent village board meeting. Instead, "You should be a good leader and bring proposals to the forefront," so that residents and everyone else in America are aware of how the money is being spent. The village board is split on how to manage Henyard spending, she said, and it's obvious that tensions are high. Due to their belief that certain invoices should not be paid, some trustees have even. Costs aren't really justified, trustee. The board approved it, but vendors aren't getting paid, as Jason House pointed out. This standoff between Henyard and the trustees is causing chaos in Dolton, and it's unlikely that anything will be resolved anytime soon. What's even more concerning is that Henyard has consistently refused to give thorough justifications for these expenses when asked about the details of her spending during board meetings. Argues that the expenditure is justified for the good of the community, but many Dolton residents and even some trustees are becoming wary of the lack of openness. Brittany Norwood, a trustee, has been particularly outspoken in her demands that Henyard provide receipts and documentation detailing the precise use of village monies. However, many of these requests have not been fulfilled thus far, raising concerns that something yet more significant is being concealed.
So that's one of the reasons I won't know when we go through our board packets. It's like, some of this stuff, it's like you don't know exactly what it's for, and then when you ask the question, there's
According
no
to Henyard, part of the unauthorized funds were actually utilized for what she calls community outreach, which includes ostentatious events like concerts, parades, and even sponsored billboards featuring her image throughout the area. Although these gatherings are supposed to unite the community, some contend that they are merely self-promotional, and there is a growing perception that they are simply a means for Henyard to maintain its public profile and divert attention from the village's rising issues with money. It is difficult to ignore the fact that the village continues to spend money on what many consider needless vanity projects as homeowners contend with water main breaks and delayed vendor payments.
Or the administration can adhere to some financial limits. We're not looking to necessarily.
A few months ago, the Illinois Attorney General's office warned the village that some of the mayor's financial transactions might be in violation of state law. This prompted a freeze on certain village credit card transactions, but Henyard has managed to continue funding her projects through other means, drawing the attention of state officials to the controversies surrounding her spending. Only increased the strain on the mayor, and government and state organizations will probably be closely monitoring Dolton's financial status in the upcoming months, adding to the drama. Several local companies that refuse to support her political campaigns have reportedly been shut down by Henyard. Lawrence Gardner, one business owner, says that after he refused to give her a $3,000 yearly payment, his trucking company was targeted and forced to close. Chess for political conflict, he compared the scenario to something from a gangster film, asking, "What is she?" Making reference to the notorious antagonist from the film. New Henyard is accused of utilizing law enforcement to crush her political opponents. Jack City Gardner's story is just one of several that are making the rounds in Dolton. This is a concerning scenario, to put it mildly.
I believe strongly that that meeting was improperly called and improperly held. The residents of Dolton.
And if you thought things.
In case you were wondering how strange things could get, there's also the matter of Henyard's personal security detail. According to reports, she uses 6 village police officers as her personal bodyguards. Action that is costing taxpayers millions in overtime compensation. Critics contend that rather than driving Henyard about town, these officers ought to be out protecting citizens and monitoring the streets. What's even more ridiculous is that they have been observed picking up her daughter from school and running other personal chores for her. The outcry against her has only grown as a result of this type of flagrant abuse of public resources.
We needed those officers to be on the street fighting crime, and instead we have several officers that are riding around protecting the mayor.
Despite everything, Henyard appears intent on retaining her position of authority. She recently declared her intention to compete for re-election and even put up a contentious wage plan that would reduce her successor's income by almost 90% unless she prevails, which has drawn a lot of criticism for being an effort to ward off any rivals and guarantee her position for another term. But it's becoming more and more obvious that scandal after scandal has characterized her tenure in power, and many locals are tired of it.
teasing a big announcement that she claims will result in some of her opponents being arrested and charged.
One of the biggest. Her landlady Janetta Hull's public remarks about her difficulties evicting the mayor and her lover dealt one of the greatest blows to Henyard's reputation. According to Hull, the couple has not paid rent since August and has even changed the locks on the property to prevent her from entering as mayor. You would assume they would promote great citizen norms, but you don't see that with these people. They simply feel like they can do whatever they want. Hull, who formerly thought of Henyard as a friend, now says she regrets ever renting to her. She stated that although the eviction issue is still being heard by the courts, it is just one more humiliation for a mayor whose reputation is already in ruins.
So now I have to pay a special process server in order to get them served, which is more fees.
Henyard isn't backing down despite everything that is going on around her. In fact, she has been using social media to attack her detractors and accuse them of corruption in a recent 90-minute Facebook video. Live video, she made a suggestion that she might try to have her political rivals arrested, but she gave no specifics regarding the crimes they might have committed. In addition to pointing the finger, she stated, "I will be seeking arrests for individuals involved. Lying to me or at Tiffany, I'm over it now, and it's time for me to talk." Henyard has previously pledged to expose her critics, but she hasn't offered any solid proof to support her statements.
You think I can cook, babe, huh? All right. I guess anything else? I get sued all the time. Y'all.
With no end in sight, the situation in Dolton is quickly getting out of control. The federal investigation into her spending is still ongoing, and the village is dealing with a multi-million-dollar deficit as its residents suffer from years of financial mismanagement. Henyard's ability to withstand this storm is still uncertain, although this story is sure to continue. So what do you think? Is Tiffany Henyard being unfairly singled out by her political rivals, or is she actually at the heart of one of the largest political scandals Dolton has ever witnessed? Do you think she can continue to hold on to power, or is her tenure as mayor coming to an end? For additional updates on this evolving topic, please remember to hit the subscribe button and share your thoughts in the comments section below.